about 4 years ago, during the pandemic. I was trying to find a way to feel fulfilled, and I was working in the banking industry. And at that time, I just felt like I wasn't, doing what I wanted to do for the community. Coupled with the fact that George Floyd was murdered, I felt like I needed to do something for my community and give back in some capacity. I started doing some therapy, and my therapist actually directed me towards Big Brothers Big Sisters of Toronto. And as soon as I joined, I just realized this is the place for me. And I just felt like this is the place where I can give the most positive impact to somebody who looks just like me. The thing I remember most about my time as a big was just the hangouts and the connection I made with my little. Being able to just experience different things around the city are things I will always remember and cherish with my little. There's a couple different memories that I would say really stand out. He's a big comic book kid. I was never huge into comic books myself, but then I realized how much he was into, the comic world. I took him to BMV, the bookstore right in Bloor and Spadina, and just showed him all around the top floor. Just seeing his eyes light up is something that I will always remember. And even during that outing at BMV, I remember him tugging on my shoulder and asking if we can go for ramen. And that was one of the first times I saw him really kind of come out of his shell and ask to do something. He whipped out his phone. He showed me a bunch of different ramen spots that he had already mapped out. So we just went to one ramen spot, and that became our outing. Every time we hang out, we go to a different ramen spot. I would say being a big allowed me to live my most authentic version of myself. It made me, feel more confident in who I am. But I would say it also really allowed me to create a positive impact in the community, something I was striving to do for a while. But it also allowed me to network and, meet like-minded folks who I was able to bond with. I think the older we get, the harder it is to make friends. And being in an environment where everybody was like-minded, committed to igniting the potential in the youth in our community was something that was so powerful for me as a big. So definitely the impact I've made, but also the friends and connections and doors that opened since I started as a Big Brother mentor. Our ramen hangouts are something that I will always remember. Every time now that I go for ramen with anybody, my little is the first person I think about. But also I would say curiosity. Just seeing how curious he was to learn new things is something that kids have. And then the older we get, sometimes we lose that sense of curiosity. So that's something else I would say I would learn from my little brother. I would definitely say the amount of community work and how much I care for people in the world. I think I was always kind of like that as a kid, but I never really put myself out there to make a positive impact in the community. So my younger self would be incredibly proud of where I'm at today and how much I'm willing to give of myself to make our community better. The impact I have on people who look like me as well. I think that's something that younger Jeff would be very proud of older Jeff. The impact that you have on somebody else's life is life-changing, but it's also about, yourself. The benefits are twofold. It's for the kids, it's for the community, but there's a lot of benefits that you can get as a big. As I mentioned, the opportunity to meet like-minded folks, have an impact in the community, the opportunity to meet new folks and open doors, build your resume, all great things that come from being a big, aside from the impact that you have on another kid's life. So right now we have about 400 kids plus on the wait list. For background, it takes about $3,000 to support one match throughout the whole year. So donating towards our amazing organization will allow us to facilitate more matches, get more kids off the wait list, and create more incredible lifelong mentorship opportunities for the community.